What's your fees? What's your fee structure at University of Padua?
So I'm really not sure about my fee structure yet because I've never paid my fees. I've never paid anything here. So
You got some
until now,
scholarships or how it is?
so it's basically based on scholarships. So in University of Padua, they give out scholarships. So it is based on one thing. The first thing that it's based on is our SOPs and our research activities from bachelors. So based on that, and then there is financial aid, and then there is also every semester you get certain credits. They renew your scholarship, they renew your fee payment structures every year. So as till now, I think I have paid more or less 500 euros, and that is for the taxes.
Brother, it's less than your bus fees at your bachelor's.
Yeah. So 500 euros all around, and the best part is I get reimbursed for the 500 euros.
Oh my goodness. So Gokul spent money only for your living expenses basically from your pocket. Tuition fees was taken care through the scholarships.
Tuition fees was taken care of, and from my pocket, I spent 50% from my pocket.
Balance 50% for your living
50%
expenses?
From the university.
Okay, so even they support for the living expenses. Okay.
Yeah.
Super.
Professors, if you ask them, if you approach them, they can guide you every ways. For instant example, my friend, my roommate here, he is going out with a startup. He's in a different department, but he has a startup idea. He approached a professor, and professor got him a full funding from another university, and then his startup is on his feet. It's running on the feet. I see people who have monthly expenses on food and groceries for around 200. Some people has it 100. Some people even 50. It is based on how much what is your diet and everything. But it is really affordable. It also depends on the city. But
super.
I don't think it's not super expensive. We create our own timetable of exams. So the first semester exams, we have only 5 exams, so that's pretty much easy. So people create their own time. Okay, I'll give this exam, this month I'll give two exams. I'll do it very well. And next month I will give 2 more exams. And on the next call, I will give the tough subject 1 subject. Alone, combined with the next semester's easy subject. So people have the flexibility to design their own timetable, work on their own time.
Hello everybody, welcome all of you. My name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. In our continued interview of our students, today we are going to interview Gokul, who is studying a master's related to food technology in Italy. Hello Gokul, welcome to the show.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes. We should only thank you for your time to allot and share your experiences about your journey in Italy. Kindly introduce yourself to our audience.
So, firstly, it's my pleasure to be here with you again. We have had a long journey back. So, myself, Gokul, and previously I've done my bachelor's from Satyabama Institute of Technology from Chennai. I have done biotechnology, so basic biotechnology from Satyabama. And then when I thought about masters, I did a lot of search, and then when I knew Europe Study Center, I came to search. So we did all the search about the best courses and everything. So I finally applied for 2 universities at max, and then one was for University of Padua, and the other one was Lithuania. But I preferred this, and we got this the first choice, which was University of Padua, and we got it in the first go with the help of sir and everyone. So we got it in the first go. So finally I landed up making it to Italy, doing my master's in biotechnologies for food science, kind of food tech and biotechnologies interpreted subject.
Okay, wonderful. And let's start with your journey. You studied back home, meaning in India. You did your bachelor's in biotechnology. So you were basically inclined towards life sciences, or some neighbors or some uncle told biotechnology is the future, take this course. What happened in your case, brother?
I was actually forced to go for doctor.
Okay.
My
Okay.
parents, my relatives were like, write the NEET exam and then go ahead with becoming a doctor. I was never ready for being a doctor because that lifestyle was different and what the lifestyle I had in my brain. So somehow or the other, biotech, science, biology always influenced me. Like I always had a soft corner and I was kind of good in biology rather than other subjects. So I thought,
Good.
why not biotechnology? Which is something
Yes.
which I am better at. It might give me a better opportunities, I thought. And then I found biotechnology very interesting. And I worked for biotechnology in my bachelor's. So it went like that. And
Very
same
good.
in master's, I just narrowed it down biotechnology in the
Yeah.
food
Yeah.
industry.
We will come to that. So basically, you wanted to maximize your interest. That's why you choose biotechnology,
Yeah, exactly.
which is also related to workload management in a sense. I always tell to students, choose your interested topic. Of course, it should have some opportunities end of the day.
Yeah.
That is also should be there. So when you choose something related to what you like, it's literally, it will not be overwhelming. It's
Hmm.
like you will not look at your watch or you will not feel like, oh, when this degree is going to end and all those things. At least from the topic front,
Yeah.
that is very important. I'm sure without your, opinion, I can majorly say majority of your classmates would have exited biotechnology right now.
Actually, like,
Exit.
all my friends I have known, they are already working in software and other different fields.
Exactly. Then why do we sit and study 4 years biotechnology? This is the problem. See, people sit and complain about biotechnology. In my own interviews, I have done a lot of people interviews with who have completed their PhD and even getting their citizenships. But biotechnology you need to dig deeper and deeper and deeper for you to become successful. Just your UG alone is not sufficient. So, when did you figure out? Yes, I have to do my masters. When did you figure out that? When the thought process came to your mind, I have to do my masters.
It kind of be skeptical, but as soon as I opt for biotechnology in my bachelor's, I knew that there was a need to do my master's
Okay.
because when you go to the subject, it's not deep enough to land up in a company and start your research. When you say research, it needs more of knowledge on the subject, narrowing it down. So I preferred being going to a master's as soon as I started my bachelor's. And as
Wow.
Sarah knows, my dad was more faster than me.
But still, to get that level of clarity at the age of 17, 18, it's really impressive because many people start to think about masters only after their degree, only after
Yeah.
they finish their bachelor's. But for you to get this particular thinking to do your masters at first year itself, it's really out of the box. So then you would have had a lot of countries in your mind, right? Any specific reason why Europe?
So when I thought about a lot of countries, first thing first, everyone goes to the country of dreams, US and Canada, Australia. And for me, it was kind of, you know, going to the same spaces as everyone. I thought of it reduces my wide range of opportunities. And Europe, people, I prefer Europe because I really think Europe is a beautiful continent and it has 28 countries combined. We can explore each country slow by slow, little by little. We can, 30 kilometers from my place, we have a big mountain filled with snow. We can go start skiing there. And 30 kilometers from the north, if we go, we can go start our trekking, hiking in the sunny Alps. So it
Wow.
has everything combined. You want to party
Wow.
and then you have it in the city.
Yes. So when you compare it with all the countries, you felt Europe should be your destination. Any more reasons to it? When you compare it with 1 year degrees or these PG diplomas, which your friends would have taken
Yeah.
and
One
spent
year
a
degrees,
fortune.
no, 1 year degrees, I really don't feel comfortable with that because it takes adapting to a new country, their lifestyle, their food habits. To even search for your Indian grocery market, it takes 6 months. You're done with 6 months there. And then
Yes.
another 6 months, You're graduated and it looks like a blimp. It's
Done.
done.
Done. And Gokul, I am proud to say this particular aspect. Other than me, everybody promotes UK. And do they promote the Oxford and Cambridge over there? No, not at all. So this is for the audience, when we say no to something, it is because it's not good for you guys. And, nothing towards us. So then, okay, you selected Europe. So how did you find us, Europe Study Center? How did you find us?
How do I find Europe Study Center?
Yeah.
That was purely my dad.
Okay, yeah.
So
By the way, audience, I would like to put it on record in this video. The major process or the interest more than the student, some parents you really get close with, right? That is certainly, your father, where we used to have a lot of discussions, basically. So he basically brought you to our office.
Yeah. Right, starting from my second year of bachelor's, if I'm right. Yeah, it is right. From my second year of bachelor's.
You visited us when you were second year?
Yeah, the first visit to Europe Study Center was on second year of bachelor's. So
wow.
after the final decision, by the end of third year, we were already starting to find that starting the process on the end of third year.
Super. So, any specific reason you took food technology as a sub branch under biotechnology? Any specific reason?
Yeah, one reason would be, to be frankly, I understood my capability.
Okay.
My interest on subjects. I don't really see myself working on day-to-day life, spending 24 hours in a laboratory with genome and DNAs, spending a lot of time with it. People do that. I'm not saying it's bad.
Gokul, we had this discussion. Do you remember?
Which one?
You want to get into? We had this discussion. You want to get into laboratories, PhDs, and all those things. You need to choose all these microbiology, molecular biotechnology, etc., etc. But you are looking at one more degree after your biotechnology, and you like to have both the options, either research or employment.
I really do remember this.
Then it has to be food technology.
I do remember this.
Yes, Google. I am not from a food technology or a biotechnology department. Mine is completely electrical engineering and energy engineering. But I have heard from all these my own students whom I have been sending for this 15, 16 years. I got to know from them also. Then only all biotechnology students, when they visit office, see, boss, you are interested, you are super motivated, proceed in biotechnology line itself. No, sir. All I have motivation is another 24 months to study, this 2-year degree. That's all I have. No problem, take food technology. But please don't tell me, I will take molecular biotechnology in my PG. I want employment. It's like finishing the school at 10th grade and applying for college. It's a non-starter. It doesn't work. And as always in India, what do these people do?
As always in India, what do these people do? When you asked about how you choose here, and I had very good guidance from people from your part. So what is your aim? So are you gonna go on the PhD side and academic oriented, or are you gonna finish your masters and start working in a food or in a company? So we have masters based on those. So masters, there are a lot of masters where you don't stop, you go for PhD. And some masters are like not so. You get all the knowledge. They interpret all the industries within the masters. Others they interpret academics. They interpret other universities within inside. So
this level of, that's what Google. See, as a counselor, this level of clarity should be given to the master's aspirants, so that they choose very clearly, where am I heading to? What is my end point? Or after masters, is it a comma or a full stop? And I'm proud to say, only our company will be able to give this level of detailed knowledge. Many people do not, so-called in this domain, they don't know the difference between biomedical and biotechnology. Then, how do you even guide those students? So now coming to that section of, okay, the moment you got a call from us stating that you got an admission from Padua, how did you feel and how did your father feel? Because that is the first moment of success, right? Towards your journey.
The first success was that.
How was that feeling actually?
That was actually unimaginable because I had this dream of going out. I had this dream of entering into European nation, doing all that I wanted, but I didn't know how to put it, how to pull the track into it.
Okay.
So when I got the help from you, and I felt a lot of relief. A lot of relief was there. A lot of energy was there because it is such a because getting into European the documentation process, everything, which was which we were being stressing out together. If I would have done it alone, I don't think I would have made it. The documentation process was the huge,
On top of it, Italy makes it even more challenging.
even more challenging. Yeah,
Yeah. So the moment you got to know, you were very happy that you got admitted
very
in
happy,
Padua.
extremely happy because I've been sitting on my email ID every day morning, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. See the Italy timing when they open up their gates. See that okay, not today, tomorrow. Just waiting for it.
Super. So then, how did your visa process go? Because again, Italy visa process is quite lengthy.
Yeah. And the European countries, they change their requirements every year. Year by year, they change it. Even on the same year, the previous batch they applied for, they had a different criteria, and we
Yes.
prepared a set of documents.
Yes.
I
Yes.
couldn't get, we couldn't get that booking slots, so I got it to the next slot, and the next slot had different kind of documents.
Yeah.
So if I had booked it on myself, my own, and went with the same set of old documents, I would have straight away been rejected in the visa and I had to do all the process again. But ma'am was there, Usha ma'am was there, and then she was like, "Yeah, the documents have changed. Let's go. Let's get on the knees." And we wrapped it up all quick. We had a lot of help from outsource, and we were on time with all the documents cleared.
Thanks to your father also, who was like
Yeah,
completely. When he sees this interview, you should not think like Gokul. There is no mention of my name. I was also involved in the process. He should not be left out.
he was the main character in the entire process, and he came to your office even though he met the coordinator. Every time he used to come, he used to see you, and you were available for him, and it
See,
gave him a lot of confidence.
that is my responsibility, right? Parents or students coming up to me, I should find time and meet them. That is why we run this office. And a lot of people, they say me like, sir, I took a lot of your time. Then I say, sir, this is my job. My job is to talk to you, give you clarity, and tell you like at least what not to do. So whatever is left out, you can keep doing it. So once you got the visa, so you reached out to University of Padua. And the master program is,
Yes.
once again for the audience, title?
Biotechnologies for food science.
Biotechnology for food science. But your medium of instruction is only English because we don't
It's
promote.
only English.
Yeah.
As
We
soon
don't
as I
promote.
step inside my university, I'll be so relaxed. I can speak to anyone. Everyone is English. Everyone knows English there.
Yes. And then, what were all the subjects you studied in your first year at the university? Kind of.
So the first year they take it slow. The first year we had a lot of few laboratories, few oral exams. They took it only. We had only one oral exam. Oral exams here are quite tough.
Okay.
So we had only one oral exam only on the core subject, and the other subject they started taking it as slow. So just basic biotechnology, basic DNA editing. Well, they were starting to revise the biotechnology bachelor's basic parts. Once they started with that, and then on the second semester, they start to slowly rush into the core. So that comes in genomics, and that comes in bioinformatics, and laboratories. They start to toughen up. Every pipette we use, you don't reuse anything. You trash
Okay.
everything.
Whole lot of
And every laboratory is expensive, and we
expensive.
don't spend anything.
Yeah, by the way,
And
what's your fees? What's your fee structure at University of Padua?
So I'm really not sure about my fee structure yet
Okay.
because I've never paid my fees. I've never paid anything here. So
You got
until
some
now,
scholarships or how it is?
so it's basically based on scholarships.
Okay.
So in University of Padua, they give out scholarships. So it is based on one thing. The first thing that it's based on is our SOPs, no, and our research activities from bachelors. So based on that, and then there is financial aid, and then there is also every time, every semester you get certain credits. They renew your scholarship, they renew your fees payment structures every year. So as till now, I think I have paid more or less 500 euros, and that is for the taxes.
Brother, it's less than your bus fees at your bachelor's.
Yeah. So 500 euros all around, and the best part is I get reimbursed for the 500 euros.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's like a DSU scholarship that you got.
The DSU scholarship, yeah.
You got this full tuition fee waiver plus the living expenses also, or only the tuition fees?
So yeah, I got the full tuition fee waiver alone. So when we talk in further, I got the first year scholarship, but not from the second year because I had to give a little pause to my academics and then
Yeah,
go to internship.
we'll come
Yeah,
to your internship break, later.
yeah,
So you got your
so
first year DSU
I got
scholarship.
good. I didn't pay anything here, and
Super.
survival was not a tough part.
Super. And then tell us about your living expenses per month,
So
approximately
every
per
place
month.
I've stayed in 6 places, including university dorms and private accommodations, and I've stayed everywhere.
Average.
So, an average, you pay rent for a good, decent room, 250 euros. Living, 250 euros for the rent, and then the food that you eat is entirely based on how you do it. I see people who has monthly expenses on food and groceries for around 200. Some people has it 100. Some people even 50. It is based on how much your what is your diet and everything, but it is really affordable. It also
Affordable.
depends on the city, but
Super.
I don't think it's not super expensive.
So Gokul spent money only for your living expenses, basically, from your
Yes.
pocket. Tuition fees was taken care through the scholarships.
Tuition fees was taken care of, and from my pocket, I spent 50% from my pocket.
Balance 50%
The
for your living
50%
expenses.
From the university.
Okay, so even they support for the living expenses. Okay,
Yeah.
super. Okay, wonderful. Then what were the changes that you had to bring in to your learning system compared to studying in back home, compared to studying in Europe?
The biggest thing is there's no more spoon feeding. Zero spoon feeding. They don't care if you, they don't even know if you're a person in the class if you do not interact with the professors. There is only very few subjects has mandatory attendance. And even a lot of people, a lot of the smart guys here, the Italian pro people who are doing the second masters, PhDs, they don't even come to the class. They work outside. They just come, give the exams, and they're done. So
Very
it
flexible.
is like flexible, very flexible.
Exactly. So
And
you like
they do not,
Gokul, sorry to interrupt.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You like this spoon feeding system back home in India, or the self-learning system with high quality education and super professors? What do you like?
So I wouldn't call the spoon. I did not like spoon feeding. I like this better, but there are difficulties in this.
Yes.
But it is not, and they don't just let you go and then they don't. It's not like that. If you reach out to the professor, you just give them
Yeah.
a mail. I mailed to a professor today, right before the meeting, and
Okay.
I got a reply in 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Super.
5 minutes. And it's a Friday morning, and it's just out of the festival season. Just we are done with the New Year, and the university
Yes.
is currently not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
The university is not currently operational, but professors, if you ask them, if you approach them, they can guide you every ways. For instant example, my friend, my roommate here, he is going up with a startup. He's in a different department, but he has a startup idea. He approached a professor, and professor got him a full funding from another university, and then his startup is on his feet. It's running on
Wow.
the feet.
It's great. It's great to know these. And then anything about the examinations in Padua University compared to back home, compared to examinations here? What is the difference that you see?
So there is no fixed timings to do the examinations here.
Okay.
So they give you a list of dates available for the exams.
Mhm.
So it will be available in our online portal for the university. So we go into that. So we create our own timetable of exams. So the first semester exams, we have only 5 exams, so that's pretty much easy. So people create their own time. Okay, I'll give this exam this month. I'll give two exams. I'll
Okay.
do it very well. And next month I will give two more exams. And on the next call, I will give the tough subject one subject alone, combined with the next semester's easy subject. So people have the flexibility to design their own timetable, work on their own time.
No.
Mostly it is 3 questions. Just today I received an update on the new examination pattern. It's three
Okay.
questions for the entire subject, three oral
Okay.
questions. So in the three oral questions, they'll judge your knowledge of the entire subject, top to bottom.
Wow. So what it takes towards is, without understanding the subject, we cannot pass.
They cannot,
No chance.
no chance.
Yeah. This is what we say to all the audience, let's understand and study, and let's get to this practical education system. Then comes to the important, yeah.
Actually, exams with this self-learning system and the design of we have to design our own schedule and everything. And with the easy oral exams or multiple choice, it looks easy, but it gets more tougher. Combining
Yeah.
everything, we have to do it on our own, study on our own.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
it gives also a sense of confidence.
Confidence.
It gives
Exactly.
us a confidence. Okay, man, if we handle this, we can handle anything.
Anything. Yeah. You decided to take a small break and do your internship. So kindly tell us about the company, what sort of internships you did, and how did it help you to understand more in food technology?
So it's always better to do internship in our core while we are studying because
Yes.
yeah, there's a loop where when you go search for a job, they ask you for experience, and when you need experience, you need a job, and this is a non-stop loop. It keeps going.
Yeah.
So I figured one way to break this loop, trying to break this loop, is doing 1 or 2 internships at least a year in between our studies or at the end of the studies, so that they know apart from our education, apart from a fixed pattern, we have gone out of the box, we have gained something, and we have. So if you want to go on the industrial side, go towards industry. We have to pre-decide it. After masters, if I'm going to go towards industries or go towards academics. If I'm going to go towards industries, okay, do an internship, joining hands with the industry, how they do it inside, just watch them and do it there. If you want to continue PhD, go to approach other universities, work alongside with them, do some projects. So doing internship or working in a field related or field in between our studies outside the university is really appreciated by every company, every person that recently I've come in contact with.
Exactly. Because, by the way, audience, it's so common in Europe to take a break for a year or so, work or do internships, and then come back to studies, which our student Gokul has done. Because in India, we look at it very strangely, right? What? You took
Yeah.
a break for what reason? How did your dad
Here
react?
people, here people usually do the 2 years masters for 3 years, 3.5, just so that they can, when they graduate, most people get the job and then apply for graduation because
So
they already
viewers,
have a year of experience. And a lot of people
exactly.
convert this internship into a job. If the company likes them, they already take them. Once they
Exactly.
are in, they apply for graduation.
And also, Gokul, the internship that you did is related to your studies. So it's going to
Yes,
add more value to your resume. You're not in a
exactly.
KFC or a McDonald's making
No.
burgers and pizzas. No, not this is what people should understand. If you take a break to work in a restaurant or a hard job, meaning which is not related to your studies, it's counterproductive. Whereas we have the example from our student Gokul, where he had experience related to his study. So, what was your job title and what were your roles and responsibilities? More interesting to know this.
So I joined in as an intern.
Okay.
So basic junior researcher. So that company was for Melinda. So we create A lot of Apple. They have it's the number one country in the number one company in Italy, all of Europe and Italy mainly for
Okay.
production and sale of apples, fresh apples.
Wow. Okay.
So recently, few years back, they started noticing that we have a lot of wastage. They harvest apples. That part is done. They storage it and then they package sell it. But in between that, they have a lot of apples that is not edible. It has fungus or they can't sell it even as a secondary product. So what they came up with is this amazing idea. We have something called a puree, apple puree.
Yeah, I've heard it.
So
Yeah.
Italy basically has very high restrictions towards food. You cannot add chemicals,
Okay.
and the quality control is very rigorous. They oftenly check on the everyone. So this company especially blends in. So I'm not supposed to say few things. So they blends in few chemicals and then get rid of the fungus, make it
Super.
into a puree,
Hmm.
and then with addition of other purees, natural purees like Fragola strawberries, nuts, and everything, they make it into a small cup which is edible. So you put it a spoon in it, and there are a lot of flavors. We have strawberries, we have
Wow.
methylose, and then we have and it's all without sugar. So this is a thing formulations. It's basically formulations.
Super.
So
So
I was working with them, helping them to test the how long we call it shelf life, how long the product will last. So we were also making new summer products. I brought in an idea which to include mangoes. So we spoke to a guy back in India here in Salem. We bought barrels of fresh mango pulps, and then we were starting to make new flavors out of it. So we also did this, and then basically next year they would probably release a mango flavor also.
wow. And you are a part of it. I'm happy to know that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So this was a paid internship or how it is?
So this internship was a tough decision to make. So as I said, we need to attain certain credits every year in the university,
Yeah.
so that our scholarship money, every university differs, varies. Lot of universities have different amounts scheduled for each person every year. From 7,000 euros to 14,000 euros, there's a lot of varieties. You get it in the hand as cash in your account. That is for a survival. So based on this scholarship, we have to attain few credits every semester, every year. So I had to take a tough decision because this internship was not fully paid. It was normally paid. So
I can understand.
I was able to manage my living expenses with this basic living. I had to put something out of pocket, but it did not break my it did not tear my wallet out. So it was
Almost. Okay.
affordable, almost affordable.
But
So
you're
I had
gaining
to
rich
take
experience. But it
yeah,
gave you rich
I
experience.
opted for experience.
Yes.
So this was a tough decision because if I had been studying, I would have got the scholarship, which is good money, spend it, go on trips. They don't just people here. They don't just live the living expenses. Not just it. People go on all Europe trip with the scholarships.
Yes.
It's good enough. So I had to take a decision that I have to let this go and then take the internship. But it was really helpful, experience wise, language wise, communication with other people in the industry. They took me to some one or two conferences here and there.
Super.
It was really eye-opening exposure, I would say.
Also, from a layman perspective of food technology, the biggest challenge that I see is the wastage.
Yeah,
From harvesting to on the plate, I don't know the percentage. I know that for sure it's on the higher side.
it is on the high side.
Exactly. So when you guys, food technology experts could find ways and means to process it and store it for a longer time without the usage of harmful chemicals, it's like win-win situation. Imagine, you bring up mangoes, you go to the market, you see mangoes in some form throughout the year. It's amazing, right? Same like bananas, same like coconut.
Yeah. But biotechnology and food technology recently, the biggest evolution is the same point you said. So a lot of companies are done with manufactured products. So there is a raw product. So the wastage they are managing it to change it into a complete product outside, not a fresh product, but a packaged product. But there are a lot of companies right now, startup companies that have turned into multimillionaire companies. So the only point of them is sustainability, eco-friendly, and also the vegan options. Vegan to bring in vegan options, we are the head of it. Food
Super,
technology people,
super.
we are the leaders of vegan options. We are creating 3D printers that prints meat.
Okay,
We have
that's
new technologies that evolved that doesn't need an animal to get real animal meat.
this is
We will print it.
this
And
is
then
like out of the box information for me. I've never heard
yeah,
anything like this. Yeah,
you will be surprised. We have do you know mushrooms?
yeah.
Mushrooms. There's a company that changes the single fragment of a DNA in the mushroom so that that mushroom grows into a complete meat product. It goes completely into a chicken or whatever meat we want. We can then grow into it, and they are running these projects now.
Brother Gokul, I know that all realistic informations from your current projects and your discussion with your colleagues. You are telling me this, but for a layman to even imagine all these things, printing meat on a 3D printer. I mean, meaning in literal terms, I mean, amazing, amazing, amazing. See, at your age, getting exposed to all these technologies is what going to fuel your next 20, 30 years of your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would never believe anyone who comes and say to me from a single mushroom I can grow entire meat. I saw that. I saw that when I was they were from another country, but they were in a conference. When I saw that, I was like amazed.
Now coming back to after your internship, again you rejoined Padua and continued your studies.
Continuing my
Continued
education. Yeah.
because
Right
you need
now,
to also complete it.
yeah, I'll be completing in the end of third year. So my education will be completed in more or less 3 years.
No, but we cannot say 3 years because you're working for 1 year. It's still in schedule because see, here, as you said rightly, in Europe, people take break, do internship,
Yeah,
get their experience, and I would say I would not even say it as a break. It's part of studies.
it's part of your curriculum. Some universities has it. They say the 2 years course, and then when you have to apply for graduation, they require minimum 6 months.
6 months, yes.
Either in between your courses or outside your courses, they require a minimum of 6 months. My course, I did not have any mandatory requirements to do an internship.
Okay.
So it was just out of my curiosity to go explore something.
Exactly. By the end of third year, Gokul, you would have had work experience
Yeah.
plus the academic knowledge, all as a package for you to uh, take up more challenging roles in the food industry. And if you talk about the previously, before this interview, my interview was with an energy student. Now I
Okay.
talk with a food technologist. You see, these two key parameters are the biggest challenge that the humanity is going to face. Lack of energy and lack of food. This is the two big challenges, and especially the wastage aspect. If you guys can address and find some solutions, that would be really good. So after your studies, of course, I am sure like you'll be working for a few years. You're even looking at PhDs further down the line.
No, so I, as previously decided, I think it's better off for me to rest my academics part up aside and start working.
Good, Gokul, but you still have this option, right? You are
Yeah,
discarding it.
I
Your life.
still have this option. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. See, your life, your options. But if you have taken something related to hardcore biotechnology, no choice. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Which
But
we had this.
I should, so for me now have to start with PhD, it will be a little more difficult because I have scheduled my entire, academic part towards learning into industry.
That's what, Gokul. You
People
have
have to
now
decide
the
it previously. Once
exactly.
they enter, yeah.
we decided in T Nagar office, what is
Exactly.
that? We are not going to do this research. Okay, we are going to do this, that. That's it. See, once we lay the foundation, from there, of course, we have to travel that particular journey. But once you finish the journey, where does it end? Success. It's so disheartening to see people spending 60 lakhs, 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs and coming to us for second masters. People doing PG diplomas, 1-year degrees. Please, all I would like to say is spend less, learn more. Wonderful. So, by the way, this is out of topic, but still I wanted to ask this in the interview itself. When I saw you in office, you were a completely different person. And when I saw your pictures and all those things, I was like, I know Gokul, but he's like completely transformed. So, tell us in short about your transformation, your health-wise.
I was so bad, to be frank. I was so big when I was in India, all the parathas and all the biryanis. As soon as I came to Europe, I met my Italian friends, and what happened was my lifestyle completely changed.
Super.
So things I have learned here is I've trekked in snow, I've trekked in the hot mountains. So I went to gym, but all of a sudden I started trekking, I started climbing, I started jumping from mountains to the oceans, paragliding I started, and learned even skiing. I would never imagine myself learning skiing.
Basically, you started to explore life, brother. Nothing
Yeah.
else. See, I always say,
We even have these chances to. That's why that's the main one of the main reasons for me to come to Europe is the nature. Everywhere it's filled with mountains. There are a lot of unexplored hiking trails even. Trekking trails, there are a lot of unexplored even. So it's one of the best places if you really love nature. You can come here and there is a lot of things to do. Summer we can trek, we can go to the water.
yeah.
The same when the winter comes, on the same water you can start ice skating.
So, just sort of curiosity again. So, what was your peak weight and where did you come after all these bodily transformations?
So I was
If
around
you like to share.
120. I was
If you
around
like to share.
120. Actually, this is kind of proud for me to share. I don't know. It's like I was 120. It has a lot of diet and workouts, and also the lifestyle was completely different. The food was excellent here. No chemicals, no nothing. So from 120, I'm now around 65.
Divided by 2, almost. See, health-wise, exposure-wise, knowledge-wise, and as a person individually, it's a whole lot of transformation.
Yeah, it is. It was a really good journey.
Wonderful, wonderful. Google, if you look at it, 16, 17 years talking to all of you and documenting all these things. This is almost my 26th, 27th interview. So I've decided to do 100 interviews on different topics. It's so nice to see people, growing, exploring, and venturing into new avenues. And especially what you told, that's going to be my study, today. That is, 3D printing meat, transforming, mushroom to a meat.
Yes.
This is all out of the box, man. But see, everything is needed. With the growing population, with the food scarcity,
Yeah.
you guys have no other option other than innovating. Innovation. Wonderful. So, how happy your dad is after all the hard works and efforts and the documentation work that he did to get you here? How happy he is right now?
So when I came here, my dad was quite stressed. So because we didn't know much about scholarship and everything. So he was like, how much I have to pay every year out of pocket? Do I have to take loans? But when we figured out all the scholarships and I got started getting the money, my internship started paying me. Every step I took forward, he was so happy because he was getting more relieved.
Okay.
He was tense when when I took the flight. The first tension for him was, first pressure was, okay, how much is gonna bite my pocket? The next, when he knew the few days I landed in Italy, I knew I'm getting a scholarship. And then he was so relieved. He was the relieved person in the entire world that he can't be so more relieved.
Yeah, because it takes time to get the scholarship results. First, we submit the documents, then
Yeah.
only we will.
Exactly. No, because we have submitted all the documents when we were in India.
Yeah,
did
that's
all the
okay.
documents here.
But we will get to know the results only when,
Yeah.
after some time.
So he was
See,
very relieved to know that.
see, more than the money, if you ask your father, which he will also accept, the child is on his own legs, doing his things on own. That gives more happiness. You would have asked him few more lakhs, you would have transferred it. But the
Yes.
point of you on your own legs at this age and progressing, you have made it count, the opportunity that your father gave it to you. And to all the people, going to abroad, whether any country, kindly make it count. Of course, it's challenging. Nothing is easy. Easiest is to sit at the same place. That's it. And what I tell youngsters nowadays, see, world is of, for example, 100 people, you can split them in two categories, 95 and 5%. And 5% are the ones that I'm interviewing right now, where they pack their bags and explore, rather than finding reasons for not doing it, rather than finding reasons to do it. Correct?
Sure, sir.
Yes.
But one thing I would like to say for future people who are coming to Europe is that be ready to struggle, be ready to fight, not struggle, just to fight.
Of course. See, we need to focus. I also studied, Leah. That is what we would have discussed in all our discussions, bro. It's not, I would say, like, it's not bed of roses and all those things. And also, people used to say in India, you know it. Oh, okay, you are 50%, you are 60%, you are average student. You are 80%, 90%, you are brilliant student. But all these numbers goes to trash when it comes to Europe.
Yeah, it does.
So people
because
should not think.
people who comes to Italy or Europe countries, they the best struggle for them will be academically. They have to, they have to fight for it. They have to get a lot of knowledge. They have to keep studying. They have to focus more on studying part, and they have to focus on also exploring other things, learning language. These all are some more tough things we have to do, but it gives a if we do this, it gives a really good result.
Exactly. We are on a study visa and we are expected to study. That's why when I get a call, sir, is my job confirmed? Will I get part-time job? Will all this thing? I say, like, please cut the phone. You are not our student. Kindly contact others who are doing all these things. Wonderful. It's almost like 1 hour. I learned so many things from this particular interview. And when I get comments, from all these interviews, school children's at the age of 17, 18, watching these shows gives me a lot of, responsibility. And for you to take time out in between your schedules to do this interview and document, for you also, when you look back after 10, 15 years, you will, see this video. It's like your journey in Italy, something like that, this video forms that format.
I wanted to do this because actually I wanted to interact with you once again because I remember coming to you every time. Every time I had a lot of doubts, and then I was hesitant to ask at first, and then when you were like, "No, what do you have to shoot it?" So I got to know about everything better because of you.
That is why we are here. You are coming to us. You should get your doubts clarified. Next day morning, you can have another new 100 doubts, but you cannot go out of the office with any doubts.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Any last few words that you would like to say before we wind up this excellent interview?
So I would like to say, people coming to Europe, focus on studies, and not only focus on studies, just explore, enjoy it. As we have a lot of things here. We have a lot of things to do here. Rather than India, we have so many things new to explore, new to learn. So it's good to learn new things. It keeps your brain fresh and keeps you going.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All the very best to you. Convey our best regards to your father, especially your family. Anyway, I will call him shortly after this interview. And we are sure, at least 5, 6, 7 years down the line, we will do a part 2 of this interview just to explore all your innovations, what you're doing to food technology. And I think by that time, you would have already manufactured meat from air, from thin air. Just see, I'm talking from a layman perspective. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
I understand, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Gokul. Best wishes,
So much,
and do stay in touch. We will catch up very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.